So I'm going to give you a quick run around the farm today, but right now I'm filling up the feeders. And the thing I love about these feeders, the big lid, so I don't need to get a little funnel, a little scoop. I just open up the lid and dump the feed in. So these feeders, they hold 30 kilos, or that's what we say, but I just put 36 kilos in that far one. The reason we say 30 kilos, because some feed is more bulky than others, but you can normally put more than 30 kilos in, so I've just put two 18 kilo bags, which is great. So I just fill it up, and I don't need to worry about that for, well, ages. So it's good having a feeder with a big lid and a capacity to last you at least 7 days, so you're not feeding every single day. You can just quickly run, check the chickens, and keep moving. So the next thing I'm doing here on the farm is I'm opening up this brooder. So at the moment these chickens, they've got this little tin surround, and as you can see they just fly straight over it. So that's ready to come out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them the whole brooder, and I'm also going to move it forward. So I'll just show you here. They're meant to be in there, but this tin's a bit low. I'm not worried, because as you can see, they just fly straight up and over, and they can still get under that heat chick plate at night. But now that they're confident enough to fly in and out, and they're not going to get disorientated, I'm going to take this tin surround, and I'm actually going to move this forward and give them a fresh grass. So half the brooder is going to be on the existing sawdust, the other half is going to be on some fresh grass. Let's do it. So these here is the electric wire that goes around the coop at night, and we just electrify that to keep foxes out. We can just push it down to the ground so it's not a trip wire, and also to open these doors up. Because I'm going to be moving, I'm just going to go around and flip all these up. So today, to move the coop, I'm just using my ute. You could use a quad bike, ATV, tractor, whatever. Just remember to move it slowly. They've never had their coop moved before, and then they'll just run onto that fresh grass. Okay, so we've just moved this brooder forward, so you can see half of it's green and half of it's sawdust. And this is what I love to see. These chickens are already starting to get into the green stuff, this grass stuff, which is new to them. Some of the sawdust is just backing up at the back, but because the very back bar isn't sitting directly on the ground, quite a bit of sawdust is left there. So this is the system where you don't need to shovel out your sheds. You can just keep pulling this along and it'll just leave the sawdust behind. Now you can either leave this on the paddock to rot, you can scrape it up as a compost pile, do whatever. But this brooder, in a matter of minutes, became a sawdust base. Now it's a grower coop on grass. Now right now, with the age of these chickens, I still want them to have a bit of sawdust because it's good insulation. I'll still keep the little heat plate in here. I'll just put it up this end tonight. So the chickens, they can still start eating the grass, and then I'll have the heater on probably for another week or so. I'll just see how well the birds are doing and also the weather. And then we're going to move it, and then they're just going to be on grass. So I never have to pick them up out of the brooder, carry them, put them in a crate, take them out to a grower shed. This brooder becomes the grower shed. So it's been about 10 minutes. The chickens are now settled in a bit more. They're loving this grass. You can see them there. They're pecking away at the grass. So good to see. They're getting into their bullet drinkers, they can still reach them. So I'll just show you what I've done here. So I end up just shoveling a bit of that sawdust out because I wanted to, I want to start piling it up. And also here, I just scraped it back just so I could see what it's looking like underneath, and it's very moist. And I actually saw some worms come out. So I'm like, this is great. The chickens can just be in here and create this sawdust. And then as I move it forward, I'll just make a bit of a pile here. You don't have to pile it up. This is the heater, so I've re-plugged that in. So that's the heat plate. I don't have it turned on at the moment. I'll turn it on later this afternoon. And I've also got a light, and I've had the light on each night. And that just sort of, so there's something familiar. This light, just a tiny little LED light. It'll just point. I always have it close to the heater, so if they're ever disorientated at night, they can just come back to the light and get under that heat plate. That'll be quite important tonight because they're used to having the heat plate over there. Now it's over here, they can come to the light and go under there. So they've got grass, they've got sawdust, and now that they're a bit older, I'm actually going to put the perches in because chickens like to perch. So on the E-Coop grower, we've got these little brackets where you can just sit the perches in, and you can take them out when you want to brood your next lot of chickens. But I want them to learn how to sit on a perch, so I just put them in there like so.